My friends, how are you? It's fantastic to see you for yet another video. And if nothing else, we are living in very interesting times right now, as all of Donald Trump's policies are basically on a collision course with red states in America that come out in numbers to vote for Donald Trump because he's going to make America great again. And we've seen it over and over as Trump's anger, his rage, his hatred towards America has frequently targeted the people in America that come out to vote for him. And I know that Donald Trump's anger and hatred towards America hits everyone when he sends ICE and National Guard troops into blue cities all over the place. But an interesting part of it, my friends, is how much of his hate and anger towards America is directed at his own voters. You know, we've seen the farmers going bankrupt. We're seeing the truck drivers get hit. We're seeing small business owners lose their businesses because of the tariffs, things like that. And it's only going to get worse, my friends. That is what we're witnessing right now. And today has more to do with Donald Trump's starvation attempts of the American people. And I hope you guys aren't getting too bored with the topic, but to me, this is a very, very big deal. You see, I do enjoy the good fuck around and find out story, which is not what this is. This is a very serious matter. But you know, when a small business owner cheers on X about how he's going to vote for Donald Trump so Donald Trump can tariff the ever-loving fuck out of all those Chinese people, and then Donald Trump comes into office and puts tariffs on China, only for this dipshit business owner to realize that he buys the shoes that he sells from China and then his business closes. Well, that's a funny fuck around and find out story now, isn't it? Hey, look, anybody that's attempted business has failed at least once. That guy in particular failed for stupid fucking reasons, but hey, it happens. He can get up, he can dust himself off, and he can get back to work. That's a funny fucking story. Then you got, you know, the girl who hears Donald Trump say one time that off the cuff that he's going to make IVF free. She hears all the other bullshit that Donald Trump says, you know what, I do want to start a family, and Donald Trump that one time said he was going to make IVF free. I'm basing my entire voting decision on that one in particular thing, and then Donald Trump gets in office, doesn't do a goddamn thing about IVF, and she works for the National Park Service. Elon Musk says that she's waste, fraud, and abuse, and she gets fired from her job, and now she can't start a family, and she don't have her job anymore. That's a little bit traumatic, right? But it's still kind of a funny fuck around and find out. Look, you should have been paying attention. Donald Trump is a fucking snake, and now you just found out. But the starvation of the American people, my friends, even if they did vote for Donald Trump, that is kind of where I unfortunately have to draw a line and say, regardless of political affiliation, political views, what have you, starvation is really a fucking horrible thing to do. And I'm sick to death of it, especially from the party of the good Christians, right? I have not ever been a religious person, and this is the reason why. These people are hiding behind their religion while they're doing the most evil shit imaginable to other people out there. And now we're going for starvation. And this is a really big fucking deal. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, I've kind of been on a tangent about it all fucking week. I'll just give a quick recap. Donald Trump and the Republicans have the government shut down because they believe billionaires don't make enough money in America, and they want them to have bigger tax cuts. The way that they're getting those bigger tax cuts is by double, tripling, or quadrupling your healthcare cost here in America. And the Democrats are the only thing standing in their way right now, refusing to budge on this one particular thing, when the Democrats could be asking for a whole lot more. This is the one thing they are asking for so that we can come to the negotiating table and get this done in an attempt to keep your healthcare somewhat affordable. The Republicans are not having that. They're using their typical scapegoat of blame the Mexicans for some fucking reason, and they are trying to lie to the American people about why this is going on. The American people are not fucking buying it. You're not even able to convince the most rural Americans right now that the Democrats are the problem. problem? Everybody fucking knows it's the Republicans. And since the Democrats won't budge on this one particular thing, Donald Trump and his regime have decided that the only logical thing they can do is starve the American people to make their fucking point, which goes in line with what Stephen Miller wants to do, which is reduce America's population by roughly 2/3 of the people that are here, and starvation kind of works for that, unfortunately, my friends. Jesus fucking Christ, these people are monsters when you put it that way, right? So, leverage to try to get the Democrats to go in and increase your healthcare costs is starve the fucking American people. And on that note, I just want to sidetrack for just a second. I was laying here in my truck last night trying to fucking sleep with the same amount of anxiety that most Americans are dealing with, and I wasn't sleeping very well, but I had a dream, my friends, and I had a dream that I was watching a Midas Touch video. And you know how they always cut away to an ad in the middle of their videos? I'm not talking shit about that. Fuck it. It's their hustle. I don't care. Make your money however you want. Not my fucking business. But their ad was for Midas Touch Healthcare. Hey, if you can't get healthcare in America, join the Midas Touch Network Healthcare for only $19 a month. And then I woke up immediately after that, because that's a fucking nightmare. That's the America we live in right now, where we can't even get healthcare. We can't get... Donald, can I get a minute of fucking peace? Can I just sleep without thinking about the destruction you're causing to the American people? That I have dreams about affordable fucking healthcare? Are you shitting me? This is the goddamn country we live in, right? And healthcare's always been a disaster, but they're literally using it as a fucking weapon right now. To get back to the point, there is a lot going on with the attempted starvation of the American people right now. And what is going on is a lot of states are filing lawsuits against the Trump regime to try to get access to these SNAP funds. And the SNAP funds, from what I understand, are issued through the USDA, who has, I think it's called a contingency fund. I may be wrong on that. But basically, that's an emergency fund where in the event that the USDA isn't being funded, they can still continue to fund their programs, and they are apparently required by law to keep funding their programs, and one of those programs is SNAP. So what I'm telling you is the United States government has the power and the money right now to feed the American people, which they're supposed to stop here on the 1st. I don't know how all these lawsuits are going to shake out, but they're supposed to stop. But what I'm telling you is Donald Trump and the Republicans are willingly making a decision to the point that now states are having to take the regime to court to try to get this resolved. They are willingly making a decision to starve the American people. Can you fucking believe it? I can, because they're evil motherfuckers, right? And what we're finding out is less and less people in America are buying their bullshit, buying all their lies about what they're telling you. You can only outrun the facts for so long. Remember not too long ago when a bunch of yeehaw hillbilly motherfuckers were yelling at everybody that facts don't care about your feelings? Well, here we are, motherfucker. Turns out starvation is a real fucking feeling. Worrying about if you're going to feed your family is a real fucking feeling. And now we are at the point where the Republican Donald Trump regime is saying we're going to cut you the fuck off from that, and they can't outrun this shit anymore. All right, so you're seeing a lot of states involved in these lawsuits, but there were some that were very fucking interesting. From the map I was looking at, like literally all of the southern states, Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, they're all involved in this fucking lawsuit to feed their population right now, while Donald Trump and the Republicans attempt to starve them, all right? And there's a reason I've been hammering on this all week, because I'm well aware that this has been the topic of almost every video this week, and I hope you guys aren't too bored with it, but we need the Democrats to find ways to step up right now and explain what the fuck is going on. And we do have some, right? Gavin Newsom, I think, is doing a fantastic job, but we need to start figuring out how to basically infiltrate these red states and fucking make it known what exactly is going on here, all right? Because because you can only go so far in life on owning the libs. Basically what we need is a much more mature voting base in this country. Owning the libs is the dumbest fucking reason I've ever heard in my life to cast your vote. You're talking about, for the most part. Now, I understand there's the corporate Democrats and shit like that, but we do have some shining stars in our party that we need to embrace and find more people like them, right? For those people, they're talking about you should have a living wage. You shouldn't work 40 hours a week and not be able to afford your bills. Unions are good for everybody. That bargaining power, whatever it's called, to help everybody earn a higher wage and stick it to those billionaires a little bit, right? You should have affordable health care. You should have affordable education. You shouldn't be struggling just to feed yourself. We're a very wealthy country. We can feed you also. When you put out what the actual Democratic policies are, aside from the corporate Dems, I get it. But the actual Democratic policies, you go, why the fuck would you want to own them? That doesn't make any fucking sense. They're trying to help you, stupid. Pay attention. Get off the goddamn Fox News. Start paying attention to what is going on in the world. And we need to step the fuck up. And that's why I keep hammering away on this whole starvation thing. You remember it was just last week where Doug Ford in Canada got Donald Trump's diaper all up in a fucking bunch by putting out Ronald Reagan's words about how tariffs are harmful to the American people. Donald Trump was fucking pissed, right? Now, at first, I think I can't speak for all Canadians. I have a lot of Canadian viewers here, but at first, I think a lot of Canadians viewed it as a waste of money. Was the general consensus, I guess, that I was getting from the entire thing. But after Donald Trump's tantrum drew so much fucking attention to it, they realized, America, the world realized how goddamn effective that ad was, right? And the only complaint left that I got from a lot of the Canadians was, hey, it's good, it works, but why the fuck didn't the Democrats in America do that? Fantastic fucking question. You are 100% right. And maybe Doug Ford may have given us a little bit of an understanding of things we can use to combat this also, right? But yes, they are 100% right. So we need to find fucking ways, my friends, for the Democrats to keep getting out the messaging. If your food stamp benefits get cut off, that is Donald Trump and the Republicans saying that they will starve you in the interest of billionaires in this country. Next month, when you start looking at your new insurance premiums and trying to make a decision on if you can even afford this, or do you have to pay the mortgage instead if you have a mortgage, or do you buy food instead, you are going to have to make decisions with the increases that Donald Trump and the Republican Party want to do. You get the fucking point. You know what I mean by all of that shit, right? I totally lost my train of thought there, but you know what I'm trying to say, right? That's why my redneck looking ass showed up and started doing this channel in the fucking first place, right? I'm trying to infiltrate the goddamn rednecks. I'm trying to fucking get through to them that, look, you can be born out in the country. You can go to the school that had 30 fucking people. You can go to church every Sunday. I used to get drugged to church every goddamn Sunday. I fucking hated it. It was horrible. It was miserable. You can do all of these things, but you can also be much more educated and much more responsible with your vote in America, because right now the Republicans are trying to fuck you every chance they get. That's how I ended up here. That's one of the ways I ended up here. I'm trying to get through to my people, my friends. I wish they'd fucking listen. Instead, all they do when I try to educate them on what's really going on is they call me gay. It's weird. It's super strange. I don't know why. I'm not, but who cares if I was? But fucking, what does that have to do with your family going hungry right now? What does that have to do with you're not able to afford the health care for your family? What's that have to do with the tariffs causing layoffs at your job? My sexuality has nothing to fucking do with this. I had a guy yesterday, this is kind of funny. He said he had a crush on me until he saw my ponytail, and now he no longer has a crush on me. And I don't know what to do with that information, because as you guys know, I'm trying to be a sex symbol around here, and now that guy don't like me, and I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do with all of that. Let me try to find my fucking way back here. The point is, the red states, the reddest of the states in this goddamn country, are having to file lawsuits against the Trump regime because The Trump regime is actively working to starve their citizens, and you just can't outrun this shit forever. All this bullshit coming from the right about how it's a lazy Mexican that's taking up all the benefits, how it's a Mexican stealing your job, how it's a Mexican's fault for everything. We have reached the point where you can no longer get away with that lie. The reality, the chickens are coming home to roost. Is it chicken? Do chickens roost? I don't fucking know. I'm not that kind of redneck. I don't know if chickens roost or not. But anyways, we're at the point where you can no longer deny reality, is the point that I'm trying to make. And we are going to need to wake up the people of rural America, the people of these red states, that their only political vision is, I need to own the fucking libs, right? And we need to make them understand that it is their vote that put them in the harmful position that they are in right now. And we do not know what's going to happen in these upcoming midterms, right? I think one of the biggest things that we could see is the people of these red states realizing the damage that Donald Trump has done to them, and surprise flipping of quite a few seats out there is about the biggest piece of power that we have right now. It is 100% Donald Trump and the Republicans that are taking away your health care. It is 100% Donald Trump and the Republicans that are causing your prices to rise, that are causing your company to lay off people, that is causing your small business to go under. And every one of those is related to Donald Trump's illegal trade wars. He's not even allowed to just put tariffs on things, but he does anyways because the spineless Republicans won't stand up to him. Everything going wrong in this country right now is 100% attributed to Donald Trump and the Republicans shilling for the fucking billionaires at your expense. At your fucking expense. I had another commenter yesterday too that said, all you ever do is talk about the bad things. Why don't you talk about the good things Donald Trump is doing? What good things? What fucking good things? And then he pointed to the record high stock market. Here we go again. The bootlicking of the billionaires fucking begins. And then he pointed to the how much tariff revenue America has. The tariff revenue has done no benefits whatsoever to the American people. That is Donald Trump's slush fund so that he can get a golden ballroom, so he can get his Qatari jet renovated. We have no idea where that fucking money is. We don't get a fucking thing from that money. If you are from the working class right now and you are celebrating the tariffs because of the revenue that has come in, while you haven't got a goddamn cent off of that, you have got your head so far up your ass, we're gonna need like a doctor, a surgeon to pull that motherfucker out of there. We're gonna need what's his name that pulled the sword out of the stone to come and pull your head out of your fucking ass. Excalibur. You guys know what I'm saying. We need King Arthur to come over here and get that motherfucker. That joke would have been better if I would have executed it, right? But I fucked that whole thing up. Anyways, that's what's going on. The red states are involved in lawsuits against Donald Trump because he is actively choosing to starve their population right now. This is a thing that's happening in the United States of America. Holy shit, we are in a world of shit, my friends. Anyways, that's the video for today. Love you guys. Bye now.